Vaishnavebhyo cha Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityaṁ bhāgavata-sevayā bhagavati uttamashloke bhaktir-bhavati naishtaki ārādhyo bhagavān vrajeshatanaya stadhāma vrindavanam ramya kāchitupāsana vrajavadho vargena vā kalpita Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam pramanamamalam prema pumartho mahān Śrī Caitanya-Mahāprabhur-matamidam tatrādharana para Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna-prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesh-shunyavadi Paschat-deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for taking out your most valuable time to read, hear, and study Bhagavatam. We are reading Canto 10, Chapter 38 of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, entitled Akrura's Arrival in Vrindavan. So this is the transition section also, because as we know, but Canto 10 has 3 sections, about 90 plus chapters. Part 1 is Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, which pretty much end here. And then Krishna will be leaving Vrindavan, going to Mathura. Then part 2 is Mathura pastime, part 3 is Dwarka pastimes. So in the last 8 verses, we have been reading how Akrura is so humble, grateful, feeling utterly helpless, but confident and hopeless. He's feeling hopeful and confident that I'm going to meet Krishna and all my sins will be destroyed the moment I'll get the chance to see the lotus feet of the Lord. And then he has been meditating on this. So we can learn to never take anything in bhakti for granted. Sometimes, as we were discussing, we see the deities, oh, nothing big deal. But Akrura is meditating upon each and every aspect with so much detail, attention, love, and he's cherishing every aspect. So with that, we'll move on to the next verse, text number 9. Rakshami nunam sukapolanasikam Smitavalokkaruणाकञ्जलोचनम् Mukham mukundasya gudalavaktam Pradakshinam me pracharanti vai mrigai. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Surely I shall see the face of Lord Mukunda, since the deer are now walking past me on my right. That face, framed by his curly hair, is beautified by his attractive cheeks and nose, his smiling glances, and his reddish lotus eyes. Purport: Akrura saw an auspicious omen, the passing of the deer on his right, and thus felt sure he would see the Supreme Lord Kṛṣṇa. Hari Bol. So this is chapter 38, text number 9. Krishna Chakravarti Thakur mentions, seeing the auspicious omen of the deer Akrura ascertains the sure fulfillment of his desire in this verse. What was his desire? That he'll see Krishna. Akrura thought, it is sure that I'll see Krishna's smiling face surrounded by his curly locks, lotus-eyed, sweet glance, beautiful cheek and nose. So Vaishnavas are very, very poetic and very, very expert, daksha, in glorifying Krishna. So he's not just saying, oh, I'll see his face. In the previous verse, he was meditating upon the lotus feet. These feet are worshipped by Brahma, Shiva, devotees, etc. Now, he is glorifying the lotus face. Drakshyami nunam, certainly. Su kapola nasikam, beautiful cheek, nasika, nose, smita, smiling, avaloka, glances, kar aruna, reddish, lochanam, kanjalochanam, lotus-eyed, mukham, the face, mukundasya, guda, alaka vritam, twisting curly locks of hair, Keshava. So many things are mentioned here. His face, his curly locks of hair, his attractive cheeks, his nose, his smile, his reddish lotus eyes. Even when we see the Damodarashtakam or many other verses, can anyone recall any other verse or prayer or bhajan or where Krishna's beauty is described?
Is verse number 1, Namam Ishvaram Satchidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajmanam Yashoda Biyulukala Tavamanam Param
Drishtamatyanta Gaudrutya Gopya. Very nice. That describes about Krishna's beauty. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
Prabhu Madhurashtakam.
Who is this iPhone Prabhu?
Yes, my name is Adi Shamdas.
Radhe Shyam Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
From where? Which city? Which country?
I'm from Ottawa, Canada.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, you were saying a verse, Madhurashtakam.
Yeah, Madhurashtakam. Adaram Madhuram Vadanam Madhuram Nayanam Madhuram Vasitam Madhuram.
Beautiful. Yes. So nice. Anyone else wants to share? Kunti Maharani says so many verses. Nama Pankaja Nabhaya, Nama Pankaja Malini. That's also glorifying Krishna's lotus eyes, lotus face. There's also a beautiful prayer. If you want, can read. This is the Nandanashtakam. This whole verse is practically glorifying Krishna's beauty only. Sucharu Vaktra Mandalam Sukarna Ratna Kundalam Sucharchitanga Chandanam Namami Nandanam Sudirgha Netra Pankajam Sikhisa Kandamurdhajam Anangakoti-mohanam namami nandanandanam sunasikagram-moktikam saswachadanta-pankitam navambudanga-chikkanam namami nandanandanam. Anyone wants to read the first 3 lines? First 4 lines?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I can read from.
Yes.
I offer pranama to Nandanandana, whose face is extremely delightful, in whose beautiful ears hang jeweled earrings, and whose entire body is anointed with fragrant chandana. I offer pranama to Nandanandana, whose eyes are more beautiful than the fully bloomed lotus, whose head is beautifully adorned with an arrangement of peacock feathers, and who enchants millions of cupids. I offer pranams to Nandanandana, from whose beautiful nose hangs an elephant pearl, whose teeth are immensely effulgent, whose bodily complexion is more beautiful and lustrous than a fresh rain cloud. I offer pranam to Nandanandana, whose lotus hands hold the flute, whose lingering chain defeats even that of an impassioned elephant, and whose dark limbs are beautified by a yellow shawl. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Haribol. Thank you so much. And I'm sure we all have seen many, many wonderful forms of Krishna in many, many temples. So we can meditate upon such verses, such bhajans, prayers, when we see that form of the Lord, or we are just remembering. Think of for a moment beautiful form of the Lord and this beautiful features, his curly locks of hair, and in Kali Yuga, just by remembrance, we will feel so transported to the holy place, to the holy dham. Akrura is actually doing that. Right now, he has not seen Krishna, but he is meditating that when I see, let's meditate upon Krishna's beautiful face for a moment. When I see that beautiful curly locks of hair, when I see his lotus eye, when I see his forehead, when I see his bimba fruit like lips, reddish, I'll be so fortunate, I'll be so blessed. That is Akrura's meditation. His cheeks, his nose, his smiling glances, so smita. So we should also know at least a few verses or at least 1 or 2 verses. So when we also see the beautiful form of the Lord, we can also glorify. Krishna, you're so attractive. Krishna, you're so beautiful. And each and every aspect of Krishna's body, has a special significance. For example, it is said, if someone meditates on Krishna's eyebrow or eyebrows, which are like in the shape of, eyebrows are the shape of what?
Crescent moon.
Crescent moon or an arc or dhanush. And from his eyes, he shoots arrows like a shooter, like a bow, an arrow. He shoots arrows from his eyes with the eyebrows as the bow of his pure love. And it destroys our lust. We meditate on Krishna's eyebrows. So when we go to temple to take darshan, we should not be in a hurry. We should not do it ritualistically. We should be patient. We should spend time. It's because Vashishika Prabhu was one time sharing that while he was in Chicago way back, some people would come, devotees, but not like kind of typical ISKCON devotee, which we may call, but some devotees would come and all they would do is just come and sit and have peaceful darshan of the Lord before beginning their day or after coming back from their work in the evening. They would come, they would offer pranam, and they would just sit and they would meditate on the beautiful form of Kishore Kishoriji. Amazing. This is This is also one of the limbs of bhakti, to see the form of the Lord. So one should also develop attraction to see the form of the Lord and meditate on his beautiful features, starting from the lotus feet and gradually going up. Any other thoughts, comments before we move further to the next verse? Okay, anyone wants to read the next verse, text number 10? Anyone in a position? Please try.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I can try.
Yes, Manta.
Api adya Vishnur manujatvam yusho bharatavattarya bhuvo niche chaya lavanyadhamano bhavito palama bhanam bahyam nana syat phalam agyasa drisha. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Shall I read the translation, Prabhuji?
Yes, Manta.
Hare Krishna. I am going to see the Supreme Lord Vishnu, the reservoir of all beauty, who by his own sweet will has now assumed a human like form to relieve the earth of her burden. Thus, there is no denying that my eyes will achieve the perfection of their existence. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Very Bol. Which verse is ringing in your mind, which conveys one or more themes from this verse? Is there any other verse which you can think of closely links to this from Gita or Bhagavad or any other source? Okay, I'll give you a hint. Have you seen any verse which...
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Mata.
Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata. Like every
Very
time
nice.
there is increase of adharma, the Lord appears to establish religion.
Very nice. He relieves the burden of earth. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. So both the verses 4.7 and 4.8 in chapter 4, very important verses. He assumes a human-like form. Avjananti mamuda manushim tanum ashritam. Also in the Bhagavad Gita. Fools deride me when I descend in the human-like form. You remember that? Let's see which verse is that. Avjananti mamuda manusham tanum ashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human-like form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. 9.11 Bhagavad Gita. Maybe there's a famous date connected to this. 9/11. So important verse. Same here. So now we should try to link, so it will help us to absorb better. I'm going to see Lord Vishnu or Krishna, who's the reservoir of all beauty. Krishna is the reservoir of three things. Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yasha, Shriyah, Jnana Vairagyasya, Shannam Bhaga Iti Gana. Unlimited ocean of beauty. What are the 6 qualities? So one is beauty. What else we say? Bhagavan.
Renunciation,
Strength, wealth,
Strength, yes.
fame,
Wealth, fame, yes.
Renunciation.
Knowledge and renunciation, the last one is renunciation. So there also we talk about Krishna as a reservoir or the ocean of beauty. This guy's Gauranga Prabhu has written an article about Krishna as the ocean of 9 things. One of them is beauty. So now he has assumed a human-like form. He is not an ordinary human. Avjananti Mamuda. Fools deride when he descends. Maya Javanika Channam Magya Dokshajam Abhyayam Na Lakshase Mudrisha Nato Natya Dharodhara. So he's covered, by the covering of Maya to the ignorant. By the covering of Mahamaya. They cannot see Krishna because they are under the spell of the illusory energy. Thus, there is no denying that my eyes will achieve the perfection of their existence. So earlier he was mentioning the perfection of birth. Now he's mentioning about the perfection of eyes. So what is perfection of eyes? To see Krishna, the all-beautiful, and anything in connection to Krishna. What is the perfection of speech?
To glorify Lord Krishna, to chant his name.
Yes. To glorify Krishna, to speak Krishna Katha, to chant the holy names. Similarly, the perfection of every limb, whether it's eyes, ears, speech, etc., nose, is to use it in the service of the Lord. That is real perfection. Otherwise, somewhere it is mentioned eyes are like or ears are like the hole of a snake. Somewhere it's mentioned that the tongue is used for gossip. It is like the pilgrimage of crows. So in short, this precious human form of life, it's very rare. Durlabha manusha deha. It can be destroyed any moment. So one should be very careful in utilizing one's precious eyes, ears, and other faculties to glorify Krishna. That is real perfection. Otherwise, life is short, time will fly fast. Any other thoughts, comments anyone has? I'll read a comment from Krishna Chakravarti Thakur's purports, commentaries. One may object, even demons can get darshan of Krishna, right? So why do you praise your own good fortune in this matter? Akrura is praising his good fortune. Wow, I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful. I'm so fortunate. Today my eyes will be perfect. Today my life will be perfect. One may object, demons can also get. So Akrura thought. Now Vishnu, whose extraordinary beauty I am realizing in my heart, has appeared by his sweet will within our own dynasty of Vevasvat Manu. Vevasvat Manu. So Krishna, out of the 14 Manus in one day of Brahma, the Lord does not appear in all the Manus. So the Vevasvat Manu is going on, and in the 28th cycle of Kshatriya Yoga, out of the 14 Manus, we are in the 7th Manu, and this is going on, and 28th cycle. So the demons may see him, but they do not perceive his sweetness. Will my eyes not become successful today? Certainly they will. Okay. So demons see the Lord, but they don't see his sweetness. What do they see? They see death personified. like Duryodhana. When Krishna came as the peace messenger, Duryodhana did not see the Supreme Lord or the sweet, beautiful, all-loving. Why? Because he had lens of envy, he had lens of criticism. We see things as they are. No, we don't see things as they are. We see things as we are. It could be true for even people also. We see people as we are. It may not be very generic, but often that's true. So we have to develop Premanja Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. When we develop the eyes, we put the mascara of loving devotion, then we will see Krishna in the hand of the Supreme Lord in every aspect. But if we have eyes tinged with envy, criticism, then we'll see problem everywhere. We seek and you shall find. If we are looking for solutions, we'll find solutions. If we are looking for problems, we'll find problems. If we are looking for opportunities, we'll find opportunities. If you're looking for complaints and this is not right, that's not right, we'll find that. If we are looking for the divine, we'll find. If we are looking for demoniac, we'll find that. Seek and you shall find. So the demoniac people, even they see Krishna, but they see in the eyes of envy. So they are not able to see his sweetness. Whereas here, Akrura, who is a great devotee, is seeing the sweetness of the Lord. That's the point here. Okay, anyone wants to read text 11? Anyone, please? Unmute.
So can I try?
Yes, please, Prabhu. Yes, please.
Ya iksitam rahito api asatsatah swatejasa pasta tamo vida brahmaha swamaya yatmana rachitaistad iksaya pranaks pranaksati biha sado nishwa abhiyate. Translation by the disciple of His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. In this verse, Akrura establishes the all-powerful position of the Supreme Lord, whom he is about to see in Vrindavan. The false concept of separation from the Lord is described in the 11th canto of the Bhagavatam, 11.2.7.
Prabhuji, I think you missed this part, right? Translation.
Oh, sorry, translation. Sorry, Prabhu. He is the witness of material cause and effect, yet he is always free from false identification with them. By his internal potency, he dispels the darkness of separation and confusion. The individual souls in this world who are manifested here when he glances upon his material creative energy, indirectly pursues him in the activities of their life airs, senses, and intelligence. Purport. In this verse, Akrura establishes the all-powerful position of the Supreme Lord, whom he is about to see in Vrindavan. The false concept of separation from the Lord is described in the 11th canto of the Bhagavatam, 11.2.37. Bhayam viktya bhini veshatah Syad ishad apetasya viparayo smritiha. Although all existence emanates from the absolute truth, Krishna, we imagine a second thing in this material world to be entirely separate from the Lord's existence. With this mentality, we try to exploit that second thing for our sense gratification. Thus, the psychological underpinning of material life is the illusion that this world is somehow separate from God and therefore meant for our enjoyment. It is ironic that the impersonal philosophers, in their radical renunciation of this world, claim it to be utterly false and totally separate from the Absolute. Unfortunately, this artificial attempt to divest this world of its divine nature, or, in other words, its relation to God, does not lead people to utterly reject it, but rather to try to enjoy it. While it is true that this world is temporary and thus, in one sense, illusory, the mechanism of illusion is the spiritual potency of the Supreme Lord. Realizing this, we should immediately desist from any contempt to exploit this world. Rather, we should recognize it as God's energy. We will actually give up our material desires only when we understand that this world belongs to God and is therefore not meant for our selfish gratification. The word abhiyati here refers to a process of surmising the presence of the Lord through meditative introspection. This process is also described in the second canto of the Bhagavatam 2.2.35.
Take a pause here. It's a longer purport, Prabhu.
Yes.
Any comments anyone has so far? Or you want to reiterate what we just read so far? Anyone wants to try? What did we just read? Well, there is reference that nothing is without relation to Krishna, right? That's the theme here. When we see things separate from him, then what happens? Fear happens. Bhaya dvitiya abhiniveshyats. When we have this separatist mentality, so he dispels the darkness of separation and confusion. We also have this darkness. Oh, I have to give up this, I have to give up that. What we have to give up? We have to give up that we have anything to give up because everything belongs to Krishna. That's what is mentioned here. With this mentality, we try to exploit that second thing. Second thing means it is separate. It's separate from Lord. Because anything and everything ultimately is connected to Krishna. It's Krishna's energy. स्थावर जंगम ना देखी देखी तारा मूर्ति सर्वत्र होय इष्ट देव स्फूर्ति. Whether something is animate or inanimate, moving or non-moving, everything is in connection to Krishna. Whether you take a piece of paper, a pen, a skyscraper, a great devotee, a great planet, anything, it's all in connection to Krishna. Yadyad vibhuti mat sattvam Śrīmad urjitameva. Krishna is the strength of the strong. Krishna is the intelligence of the intelligent. So all we have to do is to always remember him and see things in relation to him. It's in relation to God. The artificial attempt to divest this world does not lead people to utterly reject, but rather to enjoy it. Basically, kya hua? Okay, Krishna is something. This is not his. This is mine. That's the root. That's what is. And okay, I can enjoy it. But when we always see things in relation to him, so we'll understand, oh, it's not my wife. It's Krishna's daughter. It's Guru's daughter first. So I have no right to say, oh, it's my home, my wife, my children. So I'll enjoy. Because I'm not the proprietor. Who is the supreme proprietor? Which verse talks about the supreme proprietor in Bhagavad Gita? Bhoktaram 5:29. Bhoktaram yagyatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shantim richati. Very important verse, my dear friends. 5:29, universal peace formula. Krishna, the supreme proprietor. If one understands that, then the whole world will be happy. This is seeing the world with a spiritual lens. And it will desist one from attempting to exploit this world. Rather, we'll recognize it's Krishna's hand. So what we have to give up? We have to give up that we have anything to give up. Because everything belongs to God. It's not meant for my selfish sense gratification. It's meant to serve. It's meant my life also. My life, my wife, my home, my money, whatever I am saying is mine, actually it's not mine. It's basically I'm the caretaker. In care of some devotees, if you notice, I learned it when we're studying in the base. Yeah, generally kids write or people or we all write, the name on our notebook or our book. But devotees write ICO, in care of. That this book, let's say Bhagavad Gita, it's not, or whatever, bag or say, ICO, in care of so and so, in care of Shubh-Vilas Govindas, in care of Sheetal Prasad, in care of Rekha Mataji, something like that's the mood we should always try to develop. Even this home, oh, I'm not the proprietor. Proprietor is Krishna, I'm a caretaker. This family, I'm not the proprietor, I'm the caretaker, in care of. So this will always help us to remember that he is the supreme proprietor. Bhagavan Sarva Bhuteshu Bhagavatam. Bhagavan Sarva Bhuteshu Lakshita Swatmana Harihi Drishyer Buddhir Adibhir Drishta Lakshaner Anumapakai. The Supreme Personality of God, Lord Krishna, is in every living being along with the individual soul, and this fact is perceived and hypothesized in our acts of seeing and taking help from the intelligence. One can perceive it, that Krishna is there in every living being, in every soul. One can feel it, one can see it. The hand of God. All one needs is the eyes. If one does not have the right eyes, Krishna may come right face to face in front of him and he will not be able to see because his eyes are filled with envy, like Duryodhana. Any other thoughts so far? Anyone wants to read this purport?
I can read, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Akrura states that the Lord is free of the egoistic pride afflicting ordinary embodied souls. Yet the Lord appears to be embodied like everyone else, and therefore someone might object to the statement that he is free of egoism. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti comments on this puzzle as follows. How can we distinguish between being free of false ego and being afflicted by it? If a living entity is situated in a body, argues the objector, he will encounter the unhappiness and confusion that occur within it, just as a person living in a house, whether he be attached to it or not, cannot avoid experiencing the darkness, warmth, and cold that occur within it. This objection is answered as follows. By his internal potency, the Lord dispels the darkness of ignorance along with the separateness and bewilderment it produces. Hare Krishna.
Bimal Mataji, any comments here?
So Prabhuji, here the Akrura is saying that ego, pride, all this thing does not affect the Lord like it affects the ordinary living being. And here Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is commenting that how can one distinguish or differentiate between being free of false ego and being afflicted by it. So how can we differentiate between the two, whether we are affected by false ego or we are free from it? That is the question. So he says that if a living entity is situated in a body, okay, like I think what he's referring to as the Paramatma, is that correct, Prabhuji? That understanding? He will encounter the unhappiness and confusion that occur within it, just as a person living in a house, whether he be attached to it or not, cannot avoid experiencing the darkness, warmth, and cold that occur within it. So he is comparing like those feelings, like somebody who lives in a house, he is going to experience everything that is going in the house, whether it is darkness, whether it is cold, whether it is heat. So he is comparing the same thing, like if a living entity is situated in a body, he's saying that whatever that false ego or the emotions attached with the false ego, he's going to be affected by it. But Prabhupada is saying that by his internal potency, that these are the energies of the Lord, from the internal potency, the Lord is dispelling the darkness of ignorance along with the separateness and bewilderment it produces. I don't understand this part, Prabhu, and I don't know if I've understood this correct or not. Please correct or add. And also, Prabhu, I have a question about the last line of the translation also. I didn't understand that part either. The individual souls in this world, from that part onwards, who are manifested here when he glances upon his material creative energy, indirectly perceive him in the activities of their life airs. Okay. So you're saying that is how the jiva perceives the Lord. It's like through intelligent senses and airs.
Basically, people try to see him through their senses, through their intelligence, through the prana, life air, some through pranaya, some through indriya. But actually, we know that they cannot. How can we really perceive Lord? अतः श्री कृष्ण नामादि ना भवेद गृहाद इंद्रियः सेवोन्मुखे हि जीवा दुस्वयमेव स्फुरति अधः. We cannot perceive him. So the individual souls, Munir, Matir, Bhinne, they're all trying to perceive him. Some through Gyan, some through Yoga, some through Pranayam, some through senses, some through intelligence. But we know how to really perceive him is through devotional service. Bhaktya mama vijanati. Does that help?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. It's a long purport and a little technical too. But long story short, if we see Kṛṣṇa and the hand of Kṛṣṇa in every aspect, he will remove the darkness. He will, with the torch of knowledge, he will remove all the darkness of confusion. Tesham statanyuktanam bhajatam priti dadami buddhiyo. He'll give the knowledge. Tesham evanukampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashyami atma bhavastu jnana deepena bhasvata. He will illuminate the light, the knowledge lamp, and destroy the darkness. To whom? To whom? Those who render devotional service. He is the witness. You remember the Gajendra's prayers also we were reading. There are so many verses Krishna says, I am the witness. Updrishta Anumanta Cha. He is the Sakshi. He is the Updrishta. He is the observer for all of us. Okay, one short last verse and then we'll pause. Yes, Rekha Mataji, you want to read, please?
Yes, Prabhuji. Okay. Yasya khilamiva habisu mangale vacho viminsara guna karma janmabhi prananti subhanti punanti va jagat yastad virakta sava shobhanamata. Translation. All sins are destroyed and all good fortune is created by Supreme Lord's qualities, activities, and appearances and words that describe these three things animate, beautify, and purify the world. On the other hand, words bereft of his glories are like decoration on the corpse. Purport. Srila Sridhara Swami brings up the following possible objection. How can one who is devoid of ordinary ego, who is fully self-satisfied, engage in pastimes? The answer is given here. Lord Krishna acts on the pure spiritual platform for the pleasure of his loving devotees, not for any kind of mundane gratification. So basically, it says that the moment we engage ourselves or meditating on Supreme Lord's qualities, appearances, and words, then those things will beautify and purify the world, animate also. But on the other hand, if we are doing the mundane things, then those are compared to the um beautifying the dead body. So it's saying that Lord Sri Krishna, who's self-satisfied, engage in the pastimes is only for the pleasure of his loving devotees. That's what I understand. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please add or correct.
Thank you so much, Ji. How many of us want to make the world more beautiful, more pure, more animate, more colorful? Anyone? I guess you all have this aspiration, right? To make the world more fortunate, more beautiful, more pure. What's the formula? How can we do that?
Engaging our senses in listening, glorification of Lord Krishna, and also trying to follow the path he wants us to follow. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So basically glorifying Krishna, his name, form, qualities. Vacho vimishra guna karma janmabhi. Guna, qualities, karma, activities, janma, incarnations. So if someone does that, someone uses their words, vacha, to glorify Krishna's words, name, form, qualities. What will happen? Prananti. It will, they give life actually. Shubha, Shubhanti, Shubha, Shumbhanti. They make the world beautiful. Punanti, purify. Jagat, the whole world. So, a few things happen. Prananti, they give life. Shumbhanti, they make beautiful. Punanti, Puna is pure. The whole world will become pure, beautiful. Okay, if not, Virakta, if we divide the world of this, then what are we doing? Shava, Shavasan, corpse pose. Shava Shobhana, Shav ki Shobha बढ़ाए. Mataha, it's considered. So let's not decorate the corpse. Corpse will remain a corpse. Corpse smells bad. Corpse is ugly. No one wants to be the corpse. Corpse is not pure. Even one touches or sees corpse, they're supposed to take bath, right? But when we chant the holy name, we get pure, right? Chetudarpanamarjana. If anyone hears, even indirectly, the ants, the microbes, all the other organisms, they get pure. Pavanam pavanebhyopi harinam eva kevalam. It is all purifying. It purifies the whole world. Therefore, we should do the kirtans on the street also, like Rath Yatra, like street Sankirtan, distributing the holy name, distributing the holy books which talk about his incarnations, his pastimes, his qualities, guna. Therefore, we do, public Bhagavad Gita and etc. classes. This is the real way to make the world more fortunate, more pure, more blessed, more colorful, more animate. Otherwise, it's like a dead corpse. So we should not decorate a dead corpse, but rather make the world beautiful by devotional service. Any comments? Any thoughts anyone has? Okay. Thank you, everyone, for taking out your valuable time. We will continue tomorrow with the next verse. Granthraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Thank you. Hare Krishna.